What is going on, Wildlife X team? This is Michael here, and in today's video we will be talking about what to do in the event of a heat wave. Summer is coming and the earth is warming up in general, so the summers are getting warmer, the winters are getting warmer as well, and so the spring might already be getting warm in certain areas of the earth, and then summer could potentially be brutal this year. So in this video, we're going to be giving you guys some advice on what to do in a heat wave, especially if your air conditioner goes out. Fun fact for you, the heat wave actually kills the most amount of people more than any other natural disaster, okay? More than hurricanes, more than tornadoes, more than earthquakes. Heat waves are what does the most damage. And the reason for this is because the damage is subtle. It's not like an instant, bam, here we are. Where people react and the damage is instantaneous. Instead, it's very subtle, and the elderly and the young especially get quite affected, but also middle-aged people and people that are supposedly healthy that are potentially overexerting themselves or just not aware of the subtle effects that this heat is bringing onto them. So in this video, we're going to be giving you some advice on what to do when it's extremely hot. And remember, this video is not medical advice. This is just some advice that should help you out. However, if you're experiencing any symptoms of being dehydrated, of being too hot, like getting dizzy, feeling sick, hallucinating, just in general, if you're not feeling good, please turn off this video and call some emergency help and get some help ASAP. This is not medical advice. If you think that something is wrong, get some help immediately. So our first tip is to drink lots of water. Water, especially the cooler type of water, when you cool it down with ice or whatever, water is going to help keep you hydrated, it's going to help keep you cool, and this is going to keep your natural body functions going as perfect as it can possibly be. Water is absolutely critical, and when people are very warm, especially in drier climates such as Arizona, or Colorado or California, it can be so dry that you don't even notice yourself sweating, or it can also be so hot you also don't notice yourself sweating that much because the water on your body is getting evaporated so quickly. So drink lots of water. This is going to help you out. It's going to help you stay focused. It's going to help you stay in the game. And if your pee is becoming a darker shade of yellow, that is a sign that you need more water. Ideally, you want to keep your pee as light as possible because that's going to be a sign that you are well hydrated. Our second tip is to eliminate unnecessary sources of heat. So if the temperature outside of your home is warmer than it is inside of your home, you should close all of your windows. You should close the blinds so that way sunlight can't enter. Sunlight is going to very much increase the temperature of your home and whatnot, and turn off lights that you don't need, turn off your computer. A lot of people don't realize how computer technology and electronics actually consume a lot of electricity, and this comes out in the form of heat. So don't turn your computer on during a heat wave in which your air conditioner goes out. That is not the time to be producing a video because it's going to use a lot of processing power and your computer is going to release a lot of heat. Also avoid using the stove, the oven, basically any heat generating activity. You don't need to be cooking during a heat wave. Try use something a little bit, not so heat intensive or whatever. And if you have to, make sure those doors are closed and that room is isolated so that way that room gets hot, but the other rooms stay cooler. Our third tip is to watch out for the elderly, watch out for your kids, and watch out for your pets. If you have a dog or cat, it would be useful to research signs of heat problems, signs of dehydration. Do that for the elderly and the young as well, because the young and the elderly are going to be the least likely to voice their concerns if they're feeling upset or whatever, and that includes yourself too. Do checkups on yourself and other family members, even if they're not very young or very old, because a lot of people, that's the huge problem with heat waves, is they don't communicate that they're starting to feel off and they just try to grin and bear it, and next thing you know, they just drop on the ground because they don't even realize how fatigued they are. Our fourth tip is to find ways to cool down. One of these could be an air conditioner that fits in the window. So you can actually, instead of having central AC, you can get a relatively cheap window air conditioner for as low as like 30 bucks, but it can also be as expensive as $100, $150, or $200. And this window air conditioner just fits inside of your window, and it's going to connect with electricity, and the heat is going to come out into the outside of the house, but it's going to pull cooler air in that it's going to air condition. And for me personally, these have been very, very effective for keeping my room as cool as I want it, especially when the central AC goes out. These are going to be key. But even if the central AC is not effective, these can generally be more affordable solutions for keeping certain rooms cooler, because with the central AC, it has a lot of area to cool down, whereas with these window air conditioners, it can work on a single room and it's not going to consume too much electricity, and the heat it does let off because of the electricity is going to actually go away from your home just because of the way these window air conditioners work. Also, make sure to take cold showers, take cold baths, drink cold water. If you have cold water, definitely utilize this. Another thing you can do is dip a bandana in some cool water and put it over your forehead. Dip your shirt maybe in a teeny bit of cold water, whatever you got to do. If you have a spray bottle, maybe put some cold ice water inside of it and you can spray yourself occasionally. This is going to help you have a general sense of feeling cooled down. Fans could be effective, but just double check that they're not consuming too much electricity, because these fans, if they're consuming more electricity than the actual benefit of getting the air circulated, then they could potentially make it warmer and whatnot. Another thing you can do is, if it's really bad, go downstairs into the basement. Heat has a natural tendency to rise, whereas cooler air has a natural tendency to fall. So in the event of a heat wave, the basement is probably going to be a lot cooler than the attic. So you can do all of these things, go in the basement, hang out in the basement, because it's going to be in general cooler. Also, if the temperature decreases outside and it's cooler outside than it is in your home, then of course open those windows, let the cool air in. If it's going to be cooler at night, then definitely open the windows, get the cool air in, then wake up early to close the windows and close the blinds before the sun can rise, so that way your home preserves this cool air as much as possible. Now, if it's extremely bad, your air conditioning is out and you're just not able to effectively keep yourself cooler, then it's recommended that you go hang out in a car, go hang out at a restaurant, in a public building. A library, for example, could be a nice free place to hang out at, because these places, in general, are going to remain air conditioned, and you can hang out at these places for a longer period of time while you wait for your air conditioner to be fixed or to cool down if you need it. Remember, heat waves are much, much more dangerous than people actually think they are. And the reason for this is because people get slowly dehydrated. They feel a tiny bit off, but they think they can grin and bear it. The next thing you know, they pass out from heat exhaustion, from dehydration, from whatever. So again, this is not medical advice. Be very careful. And our final tip for you is, if you start to feel off, if you start to feel even sick in the slightest bit, make sure you have someone with you to support you and to support them as well. Don't be alone and don't risk anything. If you're feeling sick, get medical attention immediately, and hopefully everything will work out. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay safe, have a lot of fun, and stay cool this summer. We hope you guys have a fantastic year. Make sure to leave a thumbs up and your comments down below. My name is Michael with Wildlife X Team, and we'll see you later.